This story begins with a dare.
I didn't know who he was and never heard of him.
60 years ago, Barbara Gray's friends convinced her to call royalty in his hotel room.
I said, yeah, I want to talk to him. Put him on the phone.
Their conversation,
And we talked for about an hour and a half.
would lead to this.
Oh, that's the mystery kiss.
Critics call it one of the most iconic and erotic photographs in American history.
But at least he got a kiss of some kind.
A budding singer named Elvis Presley
Oh, yeah, he was ready. That's for sure.
touches tongues with the shapely 20-year-old known then as Bobby Owens.
It was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Days after these photos were taken on June 30th, 1956,
Well, I said you was high class.
Elvis rockets to fame. Barbara fades into obscurity.
Right off the bat, he kept trying to embrace me and kiss me, and he kept telling me to kiss him, and I said no.
Her 15 minutes of fame will need to wait more than 5 decades.
When I look at them, I don't see me.
The seminal moment was captured in this dimly lit hallway at Richmond's Mosque Theater, where not much has changed.
And he was close enough to just lean forward with his tongue out. And that's how quick it happened.
These legendary images show young lovers locked in an embrace.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just laughed at it. I thought it was silly.
Truth is, Barbara and Elvis's relationship stretches back only a few hours. Remember that dare? Barbara calls Elvis, who is staying at Charleston's Francis Marion Hotel, ironically on King Street.
Operator answered, and I said, Elvis Presley's room, please.
A curious Elvis invites Barbara to his next concert in Virginia.
I just melted right there.
From her home in South Carolina, the 80-year-old recalls seeing the sultry singer for the first time at the Hotel Jefferson in Richmond.
Elvis turned around, and I almost fainted. He was absolutely gorgeous.
Barbara and Elvis flirt over lunch hours before his concert.
He just reached out and hugged me. And I didn't know what to say. I mean, it was like I was numb.
Elvis and Barbara pile into a taxi cab.
He played with me the whole way, and it's only, 3 blocks away?
At the Mosque Theater.
Then Elvis came out, and he took me out in the hallway.
Barbara says the king moves into canoodle.
I said, no, I'm not. And he said, oh, yes, you are.
These storied snapshots are the work of freelance photographer Al Wertheimer, hired by RCA Records.
I didn't even notice him, and neither did Elvis.
Following the concert, Presley invites Barbara to join him in New York City.
He was taking me to the train station with him.
Barbara turns down the offer and walks out on Elvis.
I told him I had a boyfriend. I never saw him again.
But that sizzling moment, the grainy kiss, frozen in black and white, tantalizes legions of fans.
Everybody wanted to know who that was. Nobody knew who that was.
Barbara knew she wanted to kiss and tell, but photographer Al Wertheimer rebuffed her.
He said, no, that it couldn't be me.
Over the years, countless women claimed to be the secret woman in Barbara's high heels that unforgettable day.
People always thought that it was a tall girl. Nobody realized that I was only 4'11".
It had remained a mystery, and Wertheimer liked it that way.
Harry Kolatz Jr.
It's a girl and a guy in the stairwell, and he happens to be Elvis Presley.
Senior writer for Richmond Magazine.
In terms of popular cultural history, it's a landmark photograph.
Kolatz finds it ironic that one of the most famous performances in Richmond unfolded off stage.
There was only one Elvis, and there was only one moment. And we got it.
Kolatz says the image is dripping with mystique.
When people see that photograph, I don't think they're thinking about her. They're thinking about, what if that was me?
Well, I just think it's funny.
Throughout the decades,
Very popular all over the world.
Barbara could not escape the smooch.
It's on everything. It's not just lunchboxes. It's watches and clocks.
Barbara never sought fame and fortune.
Oh, yeah. That one.
The happily married real estate manager just yearned for the recognition as the mystery woman.
He was just saying, I just want to hold you. I just want to kiss you. I just want to get to know you better.
In 2011, Barbara's veil of anonymity was lifted in a Vanity Fair article.
He was a wonderful boy.
Barbara reflects on her intimate moment with Elvis with a tinge of regret.
Yeah. And I wish he hadn't let me go.
Elvis, in her mind, will forever be 21.
I'm so sorry that he's gone, but I love where he went to. He's in heaven. Yep.
60 years ago, a 20-year-old accepted a dare.
It was a very comfortable day. It was like I knew him all my life.
All these years later, Barbara Gray relishes the day she was once the King's queen.
Oh, it was wonderful. And I'm sure that everybody, every girl in the world would like to have been me. Yep.
Wow. Guys, come on. Well, isn't that like a fantastic story? So, good morning to you. I'm still half asleep, bit scruffy as usual. How is everyone? So, let me just pause that.
We take you in.
So, I've been watching Priscilla in the background. Need a shave. I just found that fascinating. Did you like that, guys? It's like, it was sent to me by Elaine. Elaine, thank you so much. So let's just put some Elvis on in the background. Yeah, it is a lovely story, isn't it? Thanks, Elaine, for that. So I'm not reading this morning. I am going to read today. The popular book at the moment is definitely Anita Wood's book that was written by her daughter. Literally everyone is loving it. I'm getting loads of messages, people saying how much they're loving that book. But Karen sent us. Right, let me just check. I am live. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Okay. All right. So most of the people are out of the house. I've got a bit of a free day. My wife goes to work for a bit at the school. Then she meets her mum. My son goes to, are you going to college now? Yeah. Yeah, my son goes to college soon. Yasmin and Tina are at school. And Giovanni is at school. Talia is at work. So busy. I watched. Did any of you watch Presley Mania? Presley Mania, Rhonda's show. Did any of you get that? Because I'm going to read the update on the Brigitte Kruse trial. I'll be honest with you guys. The court case stuff, the lawsuits, it isn't my thing. I like to leave things like that to people like Rhonda, who just do a brilliant job of it. Rhonda at Presley Mania, yeah. But I do, if there's an update, I do tend to just read it off for you guys. I noticed the update about 4 days ago. I just sort of leave it to the others. Then I'll come and do it. I'll come and do it quickly. But I'll be honest with you guys. I find lawsuit type stuff a bit, it's just not really my thing. So I wanted to go through that. I'm just gonna read it off. The other thing, obviously, we know that Brigitte Kruse has been on our show a few times, more than a few times. She poured her heart out to us. Brigitte Kruse, the auctioneer that is in a lawsuit with Priscilla Presley, and obviously there's a counter sue. We know about the alleged possibility that there's a secret grandchild of Elvis from either Riley or Lisa. It's all just alleged, isn't it? None of it. We don't know if there's any truth to it, do we? Does anyone here believe there's truth to the possibility of being a secret grandchild in Florida? Does anyone believe it? Let's just give you guys a chance to respond to that. Hi, Elaine. We just played your video. You missed it. Yes, Angel Eyes says not really. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think it's possible, but don't know. But from what I see, that the way that Priscilla, her lawyers have come back to Brigitte Kruse is they're not answering that claim. They're just saying, even if there are relatives of Priscilla in Florida, they're still saying that is irrelevant. So they haven't answered it, have they? Elaine thinks anything is possible. It was the video. Let me just show you. Let me just show you it. I think. See, sometimes what it is when people send me things, I notice them being sent to me. Let's have a look. See if we can. And then I tend to come back to them. I don't always.
A budding singer.
Let's have a look. So you know the one that's about that famous picture. Let me just see if I can get the picture up. This one, Elaine. That one. Obviously, there's a famous picture that story is just beautiful. Thank you, Elaine. So back to the Brigitte Kruse thing. Back to the Brigitte Kruse thing. I'm going to read it off. Not going to make too big a deal of it. It's pretty obvious that they were never going to go, yes, there's a grandchild. They were never going to do that. Priscilla was always going to try and fob it off, I thought. I thought that at the time. Now, do I think it's true or not? Don't know, guys. Karen, I've been reading my Elvis and June Jr. book, put 1997 edition. Have you seen how expensive it is online? I got mine from a charity shop for £3. No, I haven't. Obviously, you know that I would love that book. The thing I have learned whilst we've been reading this, Once Upon a Time, Elvis and Anita, we're going to do chapter 4 later today. So, Kate, if you're watching, we're going to read this because I know how much you want to hear chapter 4. This, by far, has been my most enjoyable read, by far. And I think for you guys, and I can tell from the messages I'm getting, just how lovely Anita Wood is, just how the whole story is just beautiful. And it just really makes me wish that Elvis had picked Anita over Priscilla. It just wasn't meant to be, was it, guys? But anyway, so we got a lot of books to read anyway, so we're busy on that. Yeah, we're loving it, aren't we, Karen? Loving it. Karen sent me that book. I'll tell you what, I think this book alone, obviously I'm very grateful for all the books that have been sent to me because Linda has been so kind to me as well. And so has Elaine. But I think this book alone has got me reading again. This book has got me reading and enjoying reading this book. Yeah. I think probably because I'm enjoying the story. I think because I buy into the story, because I believe in the story, I think that has made me, when I'm reading the words out, I think because I'm so engrossed in the book, it's made me go, oh, actually, if I like a book, I can enjoy reading it. Because you know me, I'm always funny about reading. But now I will say this, if I read a book that I'm struggling on, I found the second chapter of this quite hard to read because it was boring. But the first chapter of this book was quite good. So the thing I've learned about me and reading is if I like the story and I engage with the story, that I enjoy the reading. If I'm struggling through the story, I don't enjoy the reading. I think I've learned that about myself. Sorry, I have to go. All right, see you later, Jane. Thanks for joining us. So we've got Deborah and Jean, Karen and Nicola, Ayisa. So we know with the notifications on YouTube, we struggle a bit. So hopefully that'll build back up. Obviously, at this time of the morning, for me here, it's 9:47 a.m. and many of you won't watch this till later. So good morning to you. Good morning in America. If you're just waking up, hope you had a good night's sleep. give us a comment. Let us know where you are, what time it is. Morning. Enjoy your coffee, your tea. Anyone that's bought me a coffee, thank you so much. You just hit the coffee button, or a super thank you, or do they call it a super sticker or a super thanks? Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Anyone that has become a member, so just so you know, on the members, now in case you don't know, guys, if you're a member, it does show a little icon next to your name. This is why some of them will have a blue circle with a star in it, or a green. Some of you have different color icons next to your name. So if you're a member, it does show up, and I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. The last 10 members, just so you know, Emily V, Audrey Badger, Karen Thomas, Nutria Nirvana, Angel Eyes, Mr. Chips, Colleen Lewis, Betty Heath, Elizabeth, and Mary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very grateful. We're trying to build up the members, guys. We're trying to get to that magic 100 figure. And then we're going to do some personal lives just for the members. So if you want to be in the club of that membership, please join. It's very appreciated. I've set it at the lowest amount, so it's pennies. Yeah, right. So we need to get the show rolling. We've got Elvis in the background, of course. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the Brigitte Kruse update. Now, the other thing I noticed, Louis, the icon, thanks, not show it. Yeah, no, I can see your icon here. Aisa, your icon's here. I'm looking at it. And Angel Eyes, I can see an icon. So you got a beautiful icon, Aisa. Right, so there's another thing I noticed. Somebody on a Facebook page, I think, let me just get the link. Let me find the link for the Facebook. Let's see if it's going to let me see it. Now, there's a Facebook page called From Here to the Great Unknown Book Discussion. And somebody, I'll quickly read it, actually. So I think Elaine's on that one. In fact, yes, Elaine is on it because I can see her picture. Elaine, you know this one, yeah? Or unless, is it yours? Oh, actually, it's Elaine's. Elaine. Oh, Nicola, I'm sorry. Oh, Elaine, we send love to your mum. But Elaine, this is your Facebook page, yeah? Is that right? Please tell me I'm right or wrong. I posted 14 things in the Facebook group and they all waited approval, and I best stop. All right, okay. Okay, Elaine, I'll double check that because I only go on the Facebook page every sort of few days. No, it's a group you're in, right? Okay. So it popped up this morning when I woke up, and I thought we need to discuss it. So I'm going to read it to you in a second. The bottom line is, it says, okay. Let me just read it. Right, okay. It says, looks like Priscilla Bulow has gotten a free pass again. Nobody is talking about her atrocious parenting and the SA allegations. Lisa and Riley's voice is slowly fading away. They have gotten away with it. Priscilla Bulow is getting bookings and appearances even in Bad Nauheim. Next year, her diary is full. Are people totally stupid or what? Now her fans are saying that Lisa made the whole thing up as she was on drugs when she made the tapes. Lisa's book should have affected her reputation, the brand and popularity, and it's not even made a dent. Why have no other women come forward? Lisa can't be the only SA abuse, obviously allegedly from Michael Edwards. Have they been paid off for their silence? And then it asks for our thoughts. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the Brigitte Kruse stuff, and then we're going to come back to this. We're going to look at some of the comments on there, and then we're going to make this a discussion point, because I fully agree. I fully agree that it does feel that it's all been forgotten, swept under the rug. Elaine and a few of you have told me. All right, so it was your post, Elaine. Right. So thank you, Elaine. Great post. And quite a few of you are saying this to me as well. So it's a big point, isn't it? It's a big deal. I do think it's almost like the book was written 2 years ago. It's almost faded away. Now, you guys reminding me, I have been reading this book this week. Yeah. Or should I say, I've brought it back to the forefront again. I've been reading, so we're going to do another chapter of this as well. It's true. I'm hearing it, guys. We have to keep reading the chapters in this book bit by bit, keep refreshing it, keep pushing it, keep demanding justice for Lisa Marie. So we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna get the Brigitte Kruse thing done because it's not that long. Yeah, let's get the Brigitte Kruse thing out of the way because it's the bit I don't want to do really because I just don't enjoy lawsuit stuff. Let's get that out of the way. Then we're going to come back to this topic. Yeah, and maybe there'll be a few more comments as well on that. But that Facebook page looks very good. So let's go back to it. So we know that Brigitte Kruse has. Let's just get it up. We know that Brigitte Kruse has a lawsuit. She served a lawsuit on Priscilla. Priscilla has sort of countersued. I don't want to go into it because I'm guessing that when I read this now, it's going to give you the info. To me, the last real bit of news was this bit about the alleged secret grandchild. Then we're waiting for a response from Priscilla's lawyers. So this was released a few days ago. We know Presley Mania is talking about it now. Definitely go over to Rhonda. She's brilliant. Highly recommend Rhonda because she does a much better job of covering these points than I do. So let's read it. The new twist in Presley's elder abuse, the 1 million theft lawsuit, and she argues that she shouldn't be subject to the court's jurisdiction. Priscilla Presley and the elder abuse and the 1 million theft. The lawsuit has taken another bizarre turn. And then it shows a picture. Da, da, da. Now we know that Priscilla, let's get this the right angle. We know that Priscilla has kept herself very busy with her different appearances, different book, different events. Is it Comic-Con, all that kind of stuff? She's busy. Priscilla's busy. If you go to Priscilla's Instagram page, there is event after event after event. She's a busy lady. Yeah. Radar Online can reveal that the King of Rock and Roll's widow has responded to shocking claims that she has an unidentified grandchild currently living in Florida. Now, I will say this, guys. For such a massive announcement, because to me, Brigitte Kruse, the auctioneer, saying that Priscilla has a secret grandchild in Florida, that's big, big, big news. True or not? Big news, massive, but it's been almost handled like it never happened. Honestly, the possibility that Elvis may have the grandchild, because we can't rule it out, could be true. Yeah, and also the names that have been mentioned. I'm not going to say the names now because I don't want to talk about a minor and his father in case it's not true. We all know the names, don't we, guys? Now, I can't believe that this isn't still big news in the tabloids, on social media. It's almost like nothing was said. I honestly don't get it. Right, just check the comments. I'm still half asleep, guys. Right, Presley is currently in a battle against memorabilia auctioneer Brigitte Kruse. Now, obviously, I keep saying this because I'm proud and honoured that Brigitte Kruse joins us. She's joined us. She's told us that this lawsuit for her has been a complete nightmare. She's even faced bullying of her own family, including her daughter. And this lawsuit has broken Brigitte Kruse's heart. Now, she's a very famous, well-known auctioneer, a real hard-working lady. And all I can say about her is that when she has joined our show, she has been fully respectful and answered all our questions as well as she could. And I've got a lot of respect for Brigitte. And Brigitte, if you ever watch this show, please join us. You're very welcome here. We fully support you defending yourself against Priscilla. We fully support that. Right. So Presley is currently in a battle against I can't even say that word in the morning. Presley is currently in a battle against memorabilia auctioneer Brigitte Kruse, who is accusing the star of cutting her out of her life despite helping her financially. So, to cut a long story short, Priscilla was in trouble. Brigitte and Priscilla had been friends for a few years, obviously to do with auctioning items, that probably Elvis's items. Brigitte Kruse looked at Priscilla as her own, almost like her own mother. She really looked up to Priscilla, felt they were very close. Brigitte Kruse steps in. There's a possibility that Priscilla has serious financial problems, a possibility of a massive IRS bill, and her income had massively reduced. So they come together and they do a deal. The whole point of this deal is to make Priscilla have more money, to make Brigitte have more money. So contracts were signed, okay? Close friends of Presley had previously feared for her mental state and believed her to be an unwitting victim of financial elder abuse. Now, guys, we know that elder abuse ain't happening here. We know that Priscilla has all her faculties, and I know that she's 80 more or less, yeah. But I have watched Priscilla in quite a few little interviews. I've seen her at these different events, signing autographs for money, and there's nothing wrong with Priscilla. There is nothing wrong with Priscilla. So all this elder abuse is just a lawyer's ploy to wiggle out of the fact, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, that Priscilla has signed these contracts. And I think Brigitte told me that it's 4 contracts. And these contracts included signing over her name, image, and likeness. Now, it's also come out that Priscilla tried to sell Brigitte the name Presley, which was wrong because she'd already sold the name Presley to Bob Silliman, yeah, I think around 2005. Now, the name Priscilla, she can sell, and her image and likeness. So even there's a disagreement there, because Brigitte Kruse feels that she was sold something that Priscilla is not able to sell. Remember, Priscilla had also sold the name Graceland as well when she rented Gracelands to Elvis Presley Enterprises, which is a whole nother story, guys. Right, let's just have a look. Elaine, I hate how she uses Elvis's surname in the court and battles it and drags her surname along with all that she should use her maiden name to protect him. Guys, I'm with you. She should not be using the name Presley. She gave up the right to use the Presley name the second they divorced. The second they divorced. It was all official in 73, but we know that the divorce really was around 1971. And so no way should, in my opinion, should she use the name Presley. I will say this, we're not a Priscilla hate channel. We are trying to expose the truth so we can defend Elvis, defend Lisa, defend Riley, Finley, and Harper. We are not a Priscilla hate channel. I want to make that very clear. But we will expose all of Priscilla's wrongdoing. We will, to defend Elvis and his bloodline. Very important, guys. So I'll just read a couple more of your comments. How many years and how many people has Priscilla been using people for money, in my opinion? I think about 50. Linda, I think about 50. Pat, doesn't Brigitte have a case saying Priscilla ruined her life and family and her kids after being bullied? Well, there's, you know, it's a complicated story, isn't it? So, but I get your point. Karen, of course she does. You only have to watch her in interviews. Can't see her getting away with that, or maybe she will, as she always does. She does. What's the word for people that just keep coming back? She just keeps, you know, like rising from the ashes. She's I don't know, she's like a tank, isn't she? She just barges through no matter what. It's amazing Priscilla can claim to be, oops, sorry, it jumped up. Okay. Let me just, right. It's amazing Priscilla can claim to be a success and always know how to get the right people around her when it serves her, but claims ignorance when, yeah. Come on, guys. She signed those contracts. She signed the contracts and changed her mind. Innit? That is the bottom line. She signed the contracts, changed her mind. Brigitte tried to help her. Oh, Elvis Police is back. Hi, Elvis Police. Hi, Louis and everyone. I heard all is good and we're all on the same team again. Yay. Welcome back, Elvis Police. You've been missed. So it's dragging Elvis's surname in the court battles and makes him look bad, like he's involved. He's even, so let me just read that again. It's dragging Elvis's surname in these court battles, makes him look bad, like he's involved, even though he is not around. I get that, actually, because especially the non-Elvis fans, you know, they're not doing daily research. They're not up to date with their facts. So, yeah, I see that, definitely. Let's have a look. She's like a bad penny that keeps turning up. She's very resilient. Resilient, isn't it? I think as soon as she got what she needed, money, as we all know, that she skipped out. Hi, Deborah. Did I wake you? Keep Elvis's surname out of the courts. Right, let's keep going. Right, just 1 second. I want to heat this coffee up, guys. Cold coffee. We need hot coffee. Very important. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to read all of that. And I'm going to make my coffee even bigger. I love my coffee. There you go, guys. Okay, my son is off in a second. Let's just pause this. So wonder how long it's going to be until the dogs bark. Guys, you must have a coffee or a tea. It's very important. Okay. Yes. Coffee time. Okay, so I've got a bit of a free day today, so I'm hoping to do a few lives today. I definitely want to read some books as well. If you're new here, guys, we have been reading a lot of books lately. It's been great fun. Okay, let's get back to this. Now, let's quickly check your coppets. Okay. So, in a legal complaint, Presley, who's worth $50 million, claimed that Kruse and her business partners charmed and reeled her in before robbing her to the tune of $1 million. The civil suit accused Kruse of being a con artist, a pathological liar, who allegedly fraudulently induced Elvis's widow. What is that? Guys, look. It actually says Elvis's widow. I could literally do a whole live stream just on those two words. I could sit here and talk for an hour easily just on the fact that they have written the words Elvis's widow. What is that? Guys, do any of you get that? I have to just make a point of that. Why is it? Why, these people are calling Priscilla Elvis's widow. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do they think this is the big con of this book? This book, how it just sort of has completely tricked the world. I don't get it. Seriously, I'm like surprised that's in there. I'm like, they divorced. I know it was official in 73, but they were over in 71. Yeah. And it was a very public divorce. She publicly ran off with Mike Stone and took Lisa Marie with her away from her father. Then she ripped him off twice in divorce settlements, which was in all the tabloids, way back then. Yeah. She had very public boyfriends, not just with Mike Stone and Michael Edwards and Marco Garcia, Garibaldi, whatever they want to call him. The whole world knows that this woman divorced Elvis. I know that they tried to give the impression it was Elvis that filed for divorce, but come on. She wanted the divorce. She demanded the divorce after Elvis found out about Mike Stone, the karate champion. And everyone knows this is nothing new. Even non-Elvis fans should know that Elvis and Priscilla divorced. Yeah, remember, she wrote this book 7 years after they divorced. Elvis died 4 years after they divorced. So why are they calling her his widow? Why? I don't get it. It's like, and it's like Piers Morgan, when he interviewed her, treated her like she was his widow. Why? She shouldn't even been using the name Presley. She gave up the name Presley, even though it's not officially in writing. I'm pretty sure that verbally, on the first divorce settlement, even though it's nothing official, She said, I'm not using the Presley name anymore for security purposes. I'm going to go back to Bulow. We all know she took the name back probably after Vernon died because it suited her interests, her future, her career, her ambitions. It was just financially much more viable for her to take back the Presley name. So I just, yeah, my head's spinning, guys. I just don't get it. I do not get it, guys. I like, that has duped me. It's like, whoa. Let's keep reading these comments, right? While I calm down from this Elvis's widow section. Right. I'm getting more and more furious that everyone is so afraid to go against Priscilla. Everyone would have been in prison for what she's done. I understand how you feel, Pat. Yeah, Elizabeth, it's crazy, isn't it? It's like, what is that? What is that? It's almost like, I know I'm waffling on a bit, guys, but it's almost like Priscilla can basically say what she wants, and then it gets repeated in, obviously, not just the tabloids, but on social media, because we're in 2024, it's all social media now, yeah? It gets repeated again and again and again, a million times on tens of thousands of different sites, you know, like Facebook, etc. And everyone just goes along with it. Everyone just goes along with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I was watching the Piers Morgan interview this morning. And when and one of the things that Piers Morgan says is, and I know we've gone over this many times, guys. One of the things that Piers Morgan says is, you have never badmouthed Elvis since you got with him. You were with him from 14. You were with him at 14 years old, and you have never. Right, we are live. You were with him at 14, and you've never badmouthed him. She wasn't with him at 14. You know what? When he says that to her, you were with him at 14, she says, oh, yes, but times were different. Times were different. She wasn't with him. He briefly met her for 6 months, briefly, and he was seeing as many as 5 other girls. He goes back to to America in 1960, and he's still with Anita Wood. He sees other girls, he's seeing other co-stars, including Juliet Prowse, eventually, and Margaret and others. So she doesn't say, oh, sorry, no, actually, we weren't together at 14. We just knew each other. We had a brief friendship. I didn't see him for 2 years. And then eventually I visited him in 1962. She doesn't say that. She says, oh, yes, but it was different then. So she gives the impression that they were together from 14 till the divorce, which they were not. So she gives him the impression that they were together for like 14 years, when the truth is the marriage really was over 10 months after they got married because of her unfaithfulness with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, 6 weeks after Lisa Marie's born. Yeah. And the other truth is that when she ran off and had a secret affair with Mike Stone, the karate champion, she then came back and demanded a divorce in 1970, at the end of 1970, beginning of 1971, maybe. Yeah. So you work out the years, guys. Now, she moved to Gracelands in 1963. Yeah. You work it out. You add it up. Elvis was acted like a single man until they got engaged in December 1966. So you work it out. If you look at their relationship from 1966 to the time that she's unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, their relationship was a couple of years, 3 at the most. But Piers Morgan will talk to her as if they were together for 14 years. So does many other interviewers. And here we have Piers Morgan also saying, oh, you've never badmouthed Elvis. even though we have got dozens of interviews where she's bad-mouthed him. Yeah. So then here we have on this article, a very long-winded way of saying it. The civil suit accused Kruse of being a con artist and a pathological liar. So she is calling Brigitte Kruse and her associates, is it Kevin Affleck or something, of being con artists and pathological liars, even though they tried to help her. I think she has 3 other associates. I think there's 4 people in total. And then, so Priscilla is allowed to call them pathological liars and con artists, but then this particular news article, which has probably been repeated again and again and again on different social media sites, is now saying fraudulently induced Elvis's widow into signing contracts that gave Kruse and her helpers 80% of her income. Even that isn't correct, because we've spoke to Brigitte Kruse here, and that isn't correct. This 80% bit is not correct. So actually, the lawyers are the ones that are lying, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Yeah. So Kruse hit back, filing a motion asking for her permission to amend her on the lawsuit, which claims after she helped Presley improve her finances with several new businesses, she was completely kicked out. So I'll read that bit again. The filing motion asking for permission to amend her own lawsuit, which claims after she helped Presley improve her finances with several new businesses, she was completely kicked out. So basically, I think the words that Brigitte Kruse used was that she was ghosted. Yeah, that she was ghosted. That's basically what she said, that it's obvious at some point Priscilla Presley, Bolu, whatever you want to call her, just completely changed her mind. It's so clear. It's black and white. She committed to these very serious contracts, and Priscilla demanded that Brigitte Kruse be there to witness the signing. And as far as I know, Brigitte Kruse videoed the signing. Brigitte Kruse didn't really want to go, but Priscilla made sure that she went. And Brigitte Kruse told us here on this show that it was 4 contracts. Yeah. I really hope that Brigitte Kruse joins us again. I think she joined us 3 to 4 times. We want her to join us again so we can ask more questions. So the so-called close friend of Brigitte Kruse, Priscilla, has completely reneged and gone back on everything and is accusing Brigitte Kruse of being a con artist and a compulsive liar. Yeah. So remember, from Brigitte Kruse's point of view, she just wanted to help Priscilla because Priscilla was basically going to go bankrupt. That's how Brigitte sees it. And she also sees Priscilla as that she was a very close friend of hers. So a close friend of hers has done the dirty on her, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. And they're fighting this battle out. So I'll read a couple of comments and then we'll carry on reading this. Let's have a look. Elaine, I think Elvis found out a lot about her and her past, and that's why he kept delaying marrying her till he was pressured. He knew that she was not a virgin. When she was 18, he wanted a woman untouched. Well, but Elaine, I agree with all of that, but I will say this. If we go by the book, and I believe every word of this book, that by 18 years old, Elvis and Priscilla were intimate. Yeah. So not 21. So remember, that also tells us something. It tells us that Priscilla has been lying to the general public for basically 50 years, because Priscilla has always said that they had sex on the night of the wedding when she was 21. Yeah. And then 9 months later, the baby was born. We know about that. I think the reason she does that, is because it's part of the narrative of this book. This book is a bit of a fairy tale, a bit of a fake fairy tale that paints a picture of this beautiful romance and that they never had sex until the night of the wedding, which was a beautiful night. And 9 months later, lovely Lisa Marie was born, like a romantic story, yeah? But the truth is, if we go by this book, which to me is the most truthful book ever written, ever, concerning Elvis and Lisa and all the boyfriends of Priscilla, this book makes it very clear that they were having sex age 18. So Priscilla has been lying to the general public for how many years, guys? 40 years about that. So my attitude with that is that if we have caught Priscilla lying about such an important thing, the age that they had sex, and she's been just repeating it again and again and again on different news programs for as long as you can remember, yeah, even way back in the 1980s, she was saying it then, and she said it recently on interviews, that sex happened on the night of the wedding, which is we now know is a massive lie, because Lisa's told us, and we fully believe Lisa. She can lie about anything, guys. She can lie about anything. And you guys know that I think a lot of what is in this book is a pack of lies. Not all of it, but a lot of in this book has been twisted and rewritten for history purposes, to change history, to reinvent history to the public. A lot of this, yeah? So not all of it. Come on, guys, we're going to be fair. I'm not going to whitewash Elvis. I won't do that. So let's have a look. I just think being from Britain, yeah, it's Marmite with Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is very, you either love him or hate him, yeah. He was very famously sacked from a British program that he hosted. Yes, it was because he had it in for Meghan Markle, yeah. But the one thing I've always thought about, let me just sit back a bit because the sun's getting in my face. The one thing I've always thought about Piers Morgan, I'm not a massive fan of Piers Morgan. I either like him or I don't, yeah? The one thing I've always thought about Piers Morgan is he's a hard-hitting interviewer, and he will bring up uncomfortable questions. He can be quite full-on, quite intense. He can really attack someone that he's interviewing. I've seen him do it. So why he was the way he was with Priscilla, I do not know. I do not know. I can't stand it. I don't know why he was so soft on Priscilla. I have no idea. I know that he's known her for 30 years, whatever. He's interviewed her before. I still, to this day, do not understand why he interviewed her in such a soft way. I don't get it. I'm like, was it pre-agreed? Was it pre-agreed questions? Was he worried about a potential lawsuit if he said the wrong thing? Why did Piers Morgan question Priscilla in a way like when he said to her, "You have never badmouthed Elvis"? Why would Piers Morgan do that? When he gave the impression that they almost like they were still married when Elvis died. Why? When he gave the impression that Priscilla is the only reason Elvis's legacy has been kept alive. Why did he do that? It doesn't make sense. It's just, even when it comes to the death of Lisa Marie, all of it, it doesn't add up. It does not add up. We have no idea what went on behind the scenes with Piers Morgan, with Priscilla. We just don't know. We don't get it. She was treated like royalty. She was treated like she was still married to Elvis when he died. She was treated by Piers Morgan like she has never had any other boyfriends, ever. Elvis died. Priscilla had no other boyfriends for 40 years. This is how Priscilla was treated by Piers Morgan. She was treated like she had never been unfaithful. She was treated like the divorce was Elvis's doing, like it was Elvis's fault that they divorced. Yeah. Now we know all of that is a pack of lies. We know that they split up because Priscilla was unfaithful many times, that Priscilla demanded the divorce. We know that the divorce settlements were brutal. Now, I'm not going to whitewash Elvis. Elvis was unfaithful as well. Elvis was no angel. Yeah. But just after the baby was born, Lisa Marie, Priscilla was the one that was unfaithful. Priscilla, 10 months after the marriage. And then she does it again. Now, I accept after Lisa Marie was born, when Elvis caught Priscilla being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, Elvis then went on to also be unfaithful. I won't whitewash Elvis. He made mistakes. Yeah. But I'm talking about the Piers Morgan interview. None of Priscilla's mistakes are mentioned. Elvis's mistakes, him being unfaithful, etc., yeah, are out there for the world to see. Priscilla is treated like she has done no wrong. Priscilla never admits wrongdoing, ever. She never admits wrongdoing. You go back over all the years, and she has almost never admitted any wrongdoing. I think there was a few times where she might have mentioned Mike Stone. I'm not sure if she ever mentioned Steve Peck. I'm not sure about that. But generally, everything was Elvis's fault because he was unfaithful. He took drugs. Yeah? Everything, he groomed her, he controlled her, told her how to dress, do makeup, forced her to live at Gracelands that was a prison, which is just laughable. Remember, she talks about Gracelands as if it was a prison. Guys, it's crazy. She moved from Germany to Gracelands. Remember, she probably lived in a tiny 2 or 3 bedroom house with her Air Force parents. Yeah, moves to Graceland, the Disney World Graceland, if you know what I mean, guys, to this celebrity lifestyle. And she talks about it like it was a prison, even though she had her own car and she could have any friends and family visit her. She could do whatever she wanted, but she talks about it like it was a prison. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. The world's gone mad. That's what Piers Morgan says. The world's gone mad. Yeah, Piers Morgan. You went mad in that interview. So come on, my friend, do another interview, but this time ask the right questions. Now, Piers Morgan now must be eating his hat. I repeat, Piers Morgan now must be eating his hat, because since that interview, which I think was nearly a year ago, yeah, maybe longer, maybe less, many facts have come out now that are now showing us, the public, especially in this book, and also in the lawsuit with Brigitte Kruse, that there was a lot of wrongdoing from Priscilla. So Piers Morgan now, if he read this book, if he looked at the court case between Brigitte Kruse and Priscilla and the countersue, will now be going, oh my God, I was duped. And if he's done some decent research into what went on when they first met, the fact that they didn't see each other for a couple of years after they met, the fact that she didn't move over to Gracelands until she was 18, more or less, yeah. The fact that Priscilla chose to move to Gracelands, knowing that Elvis had girlfriends, knowing. Priscilla knew it was an open relationship. Elvis was not ready to have a girlfriend. He was not ready to settle down. This was black and white, clear, yeah? So my point is, if Piers Morgan does proper research, understands all the boyfriends, understands the divorce settlements, understands Steve Peck, Mike Stone, yeah? Obviously, I keep repeating it, this book, Piers Morgan now will be eating his hat and wishing that he did a proper interview and that he didn't spend an hour kissing Priscilla's ass, asking stupid questions where it made him look like he had done no research on Priscilla. Now, if you're a non-Elvis fan, if you're a non-Elvis fan, you will believe every word that Priscilla said, every word that Piers Morgan said. I personally think Piers Morgan's interview was quite damaging to Elvis's image, reputation, and legacy. I think Piers Morgan did some damage. Yeah. So did Priscilla. Yeah. She made herself out to be the victim and Elvis to be the bad guy. Yeah. I also think she showed almost no emotion towards the death of her daughter, who had recently died. There was a small part in it, which I ain't falling for it. I also think this. Why didn't Piers Morgan bring up? No, he did bring it up. Piers Morgan brings up this Priscilla movie. You know, oh, you must be so proud. You know, they're making a film about you. You know, you're center stage. That's Piers Morgan says, you are center stage, Priscilla. She's like, you know, tell me how that made you feel. Did it make you feel happy? You know, she sort of says, oh yes, you know, because of the reaction it got, I felt so what's the word? I can't remember the word she used. Like almost surprised at the way it was received. It was received so well. Now we know that that film was a complete flop. Yeah, it wasn't received well. Yeah. We also know there's a possibility that Lisa Marie and Priscilla were feuding before the film came out and right up until Lisa Marie died. And there was a possibility of a lawsuit between Lisa Marie and Priscilla concerning the film Priscilla by Sofia Coppola. We also know that Lisa Marie did not want the film made. Lisa Marie did not want the film Priscilla made by Sofia Coppola. We also know that Lisa Marie emailed Sofia Coppola 3 times. We also know that secretly behind the scenes, Lisa Marie was demanding that Priscilla had nothing to do with this Priscilla movie from Sofia Coppola. We have also found out, and Brigitte Kruse told us this, that Barry Siegel, the manager that ripped off Lisa Marie, squandered as much as $100 million of Lisa Marie's money, brokered the deal to Sofia Coppola. It was Barry Siegel, maybe allegedly for entertainment purposes, just an opinion, Priscilla and Barry Siegel are the ones that brokered the deal to Sofia Coppola to use the book Elvis and Me as the basis of this new movie called Priscilla. This book of lies, this reinvention of history, this rewriting of history, a book of lies. Barry Siegel and Priscilla approached Sofia Coppola with the idea of using this book as the basis of the Priscilla movie. Now, we know that Sofia Coppola wanted Priscilla involved in this book, and I'll tell you why. This is all opinions for entertainment purposes. The reason she wanted Priscilla involved in the movie is because Priscilla and Lisa's involvement in the Baz Luhrmann film Elvis guaranteed the success of Baz Luhrmann's film. Now, Baz Luhrmann's film made an absolute fortune. It did a lot of good for Elvis. It relaunched him. Austin Butler, his charisma really came through on the Elvis film, and he did a fantastic job. It relaunched Elvis to a whole new generation of people in all ages. Yeah, we know that Lisa Marie absolutely loved that film. Yeah, so did Priscilla. Now, my point is this. I feel, in my opinion, that Sofia Coppola wanted Priscilla on side with this movie, Priscilla. She wanted her on side because she felt that it would guarantee the success of the movie Priscilla. But it didn't. It didn't, guys, because the fans know better. The fans know that that book of lies being used as the basis of the new Priscilla film, which I think was terrible, by the way, guys, and a load of lies, and just repeating drivel from 40 years ago that was written by a divorcee, a person who had given up the name Presley, a divorcee that had screwed Elvis over on a divorce settlement and had been unfaithful many times. Quite a bitter, angry person as well, because obviously she went through the years of Elvis being unfaithful in the early 60s. So could also have been revenge. There could also have been revenge in this book, because Elvis, being honest, was unfaithful. Well, not unfaithful, had other girlfriends. So I wouldn't even class it as being unfaithful. Elvis had other girlfriends. Priscilla moved to America knowing Elvis had other girlfriends. So Elvis just carried on his life as normal. He carried on seeing girls as normal, even Anita Wood, even Anne Margaret, Juliet Prowse, and others. Yeah. I think there is an element of revenge in this book because of how Priscilla was made to feel through the 60s up until 1966. There's an element of revenge in this book. I really believe that. Anyway, I'll quickly catch up on your comments. I want to warm my coffee up again as well because it's gone cold. I talk for so long, my coffee goes cold, and we'll carry on reading this. I thought when Lisa's book came out, it would open everyone's eyes, seeing just what kind of a person Priscilla is. Well, it has, Pat, but the thing is, people are still going along with the story, aren't they? They're still going along with the bullshit. Lisa's book will be all over the page of social media. It will annoy them to hell. Yeah, I agree. Elvis Police. It was the only thing I liked. Oh, thanks, Elaine. I do talk for England. Thank you. Does that mean I can be the king? I agree that the book's trash. I will say this. I liked the Graceland set on the movie. Was good. I liked the 1950s set where they meet in the cafe. You know, the sets were good. The storyline was pathetic. So Narcissistic Times, that's a new channel. Narcissistic Times. Come on in. Introduce yourself. Welcome to Team Elvis. There's 41 of us here all together having a coffee, defending Elvis, and we love it when new people join us. So introduce yourself, my friend. I like the fashion. That's about it. Yes, it looked good. Is it Kaylee? Oh, I'm forgetting her name now. Kaylee Spaney. Is that it? She was beautiful. The guy who played Elvis was an absolute joke, even though he seems like a nice guy. Is it Jacob Elordi? But come on, he shouldn't have been playing Elvis. Right, I'm going to warm this up and put some more hot water in it because it's cold. I talk so much, my coffee goes cold. Let's reboil the kettle. Oh, yes. Okay, see that? Perfect. 30 seconds. I might even put a bit more honey in, make it taste a bit nicer. Honey. We need some honey, guys. Where's the honey gone? Here we go. Gotta have a tea and coffee, guys. Okay, let's okay. We're back now. I know I waffle on, guys, but just so many things that just are so upsetting and so I think very, very, very unfair. Just so I keep bringing up the same stuff over and over again because Elvis needs defending. Lisa needs defending. I really think that. Okay. So there's 46 of you watching now. Please subscribe, please like. Thank you so much for joining us at Team Elvis. It really is important to us. So Narcissist Times, hi, defending Elvis and everyone. I've been subscribed for a while, I believe, but just never been in the chat. But it sure is a pleasure to meet you all. Welcome. Let us know your name. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy our live streams. We can get a bit heated sometimes. Sometimes we agree to disagree. Not everyone has to go along with what I say because we have different points of view. So it's okay if we disagree. I just want you to know that we don't have to agree. I am quite strong-minded, so I do tend to stick to my beliefs. But every now and then, people change my mind and make me see things differently. So Elaine is definitely one of those people. Right, let's carry on reading. The Presley then responded by denying that she should be held to account in a state of Florida, that she has had no ties that led Kruse to file a new version of her complaint, this time with the allegations of that Presley and her late megastar husband, even that, guys. Why do they do that? Look, that Presley and her late megastar husband. It still gives the impression that they were still married when he died. I just don't like it. I just do not like it. I was listening to you reading the first chapter of Lisa's last book that her daughter Riley had written. Then seen you live and joined in with your, by the way, my name is Kim. It's a pleasure to be here. Hi, Kim. Kim, at the moment, we're reading a lot of books. This is our favorite at the moment, which is Anita Wood, Once Upon a Time, Elvis and Anita. But we have also been reading some quite serious books, Elvis, What Happened, which does upset a lot of people. And we were reading this book as well, which is Linda Thompson's book. So bit by bit, we're going through all the books, but this book does need some attention. So, of course, we're reading this book. Lisa Marie's book, which we're very proud of. Let's have a look. Louis, not to change the topic, but I think you need to block Angie. She's saying horrible things. Oh, my God. Do you know what? All I can say to you guys is I forgive. I fully forgive. Forgive. And remember, how can I say this? I do respect the support that you guys have given me regarding, but I will say this, and I said this to another subscriber. We're quite a large channel, yeah? I'm not boasting. We have 27,000 subscribers. We are a very busy channel, yeah? So we're going to have some problems. We're going to have some kickback, some feedback. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind, yeah? My point is, guys, the bigger we grow, the more we're going to have some backlash. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'm thick-skinned, and it's okay. I fully forgive. I have no bad feeling to any other channel. No bad feeling. I wish them well in the future. They can say what they want. We know the truth. Here, Team Elvis, we know the truth. That's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. I know me. I know my truth. That's all that matters. I've not been affected by it at all. Please, guys, don't worry. I'm fine. I'm very happy. I'm a very lucky man. I love my life. So please don't let it bother you, guys. Now, many of the channels that will say things about us are tiny, like a speck of sand. So they're completely irrelevant. completely irrelevant. They're like this big. And I don't mean to be mean to small channels. I'm trying to say that don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're not going to let specks of sand bother us. Okay, guys? Right, here we go. Let's have a look. Where are we? Yeah, Karen's got the right idea. Karen's got it sussed. Well, okay, where are we going? Darlene, hi Darlene, are you new? Darlene, no, actually I know Darlene. So I'm not used to the green logo. I believe Lisa's book has left out a lot. There was 16 tapes. The book is short to have that many tapes. Okay. I think you're right. There's more to this book. Let's just see how it unfolds. I mean, this book, you know, we are waiting for some kind of a reaction, aren't we, for these allegations, these alleged allegations. So we need to, I think, still give it time and cross our fingers and hope something good comes from it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll watch this space in it. But we are going to do a program, a live stream about this book. We're not going to have time to do it on this live stream, but we are. There's a topic that has been brought up that this book has been swept under the carpet, and I want to cover that as our next live stream. I was going to do it as part of this live stream, but we're not going to have time. I want to carry on with this. We've been on an hour and 15 minutes, and I haven't even covered it yet. So time flies, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. I love how you guys make the new people very welcome. It's very special. It's very special. Cheryl Wintour. Hi, Cheryl. Have we spoke to you before? Welcome, Cheryl. You're very, very welcome to Team Elvis. Thank you so much for joining us. So we've met. So we've got Cheryl. We've got Kim. This is great, guys. Let's have a look. Hello. Thank you for your kind words. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Now, we got each other's back here. Remember that. We support each other. We are a growing family. It's natural and okay there's disagreements because we each share different perceptions, and depending on what information we know will make each of us have differing opinions. Great learning experiences. Not too many families have a dispute like finding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Come on, guys, it's okay. We can disagree. What I don't like is hate. If there is hate aimed at us, I don't mind. We can disagree all day long, yeah. But when it's hate, that ain't right, yeah. Because there's no hate here. We have no hate here. To any YouTube channels out there, I have no hate to you. None at all. Live and let live. When we receive hate, I'm saddened. I'm very saddened. But remember what I said, guys. We don't know everyone's story. We don't know everyone's story. There could be mental health issues at hand. So we have to respect that. We don't know the life people have led, what's taken them. Some of these people may need help. Yeah. So no hate. I send love. I send good vibes. I send forgiveness, kindness. That's what we're all about, guys. If anything, we hope these people get help. We hope these people get help. Yeah. Okay, I'm listening to you, Karen. You are right, my friend. Right, let's keep going. Yeah, love and peace. Yo, Angie. Right, let's have a look. Presley then responded by denying that she should be held in account in a state of Florida that she had no ties. That led Kruse to file a new version of her complaint, this time with an allegation that Presley and her late megastar husband had an unidentified. Oh, here we go. Now this is a big deal. I'm going to ask you guys. Do any of you believe this? I'll read it again. That led to Kruse to file a new version of her complaint, this time with an allegation that Presley and her late megastar husband have an unidentified grandchild living today in the Sunshine State, Florida, proving she indeed has a tie. Now, before we move on, who believes that there's a secret grandchild? Can I just ask that? Elaine, you're so cheeky. Who believes that there is a secret grandchild? I want to know what you think, guys. Yeah, so we've got, so Elvis Police says no idea, but would not be shocked. I think I agree with that. I'm going to agree with Elvis Police. Darlene, yes, my wife is upstairs. We're a family channel. I'm in my kitchen. You're going to hear a lot more than stomping. You're going to hear dogs barking, kids screaming. Every now and then you'll get my wife giving me dirty looks because it drives her mad that I'm on the laptop so much. So welcome to my world, Southwest UK near Bristol, the world of Louis' kitchen. So Darlene thinks could be. Debbie says, let's have a look. Debbie says, who knows at this stage? I agree with that. So I know, I want to know why Louis keeps calling me Angie, please. Do I keep calling you Angie? Angel Eyes. Helen, I'm sorry. Angel Eyes. Angie suits you. Elvis, I'm Elvis's secret daughter. We have the same initials and we have the same color hair and eyes and cheekbones. Okay, baby. So really, that means Elaine. So Elaine, is this you? Is this you, Elaine? Are you, Darlene? No, not Darlene. Desiree. Are you Desiree? Elaine, I'm asking you. I'm putting you on the spot. Are you Desiree? Elaine, please answer. I'd like to share this off topic for a second. I got a great opportunity to visit Graceland when I got to the front steps. Before entering, it was surreal. I hope some of you have the chance to visit. Well, Kim, Elaine is going. Aren't you, Elaine? Is anyone else going soon? I think even Deborah said she's going soon, but I'd love to go. Possible. With Elvis World, it seems that almost anything is possible. Cheryl, every day is a new drama in the Elvis world. Haven't you noticed that? There's always headline news. Headline news. Boom, boom, always something. You know, 47 years after he died, there's always a big story that in some way connects back to Elvis. It's amazing. It's amazing. Unbelievable. When I started doing Defending Elvis, not for a second did I think we'd have all these massive stories. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All these years later, and Elvis is big, big news. So, yeah, Cheryl, anything could happen. So Karen, Kim, I'm going in March. Oh, you're so lucky, Karen. It's a dream come true. It sure is. Jane says more information needed. I agree with that. So Thea is here. Precisely, Pierce is a kiss ass. So Pierce is a kiss ass and a Malaga. In a Malaga. He's already on side with Priscilla Bueller. He'll never admit anything he's done wrong, just like she doesn't admit. Do you know what, Thea? I bloody hope you're wrong, I really hope that Piers Morgan climbs down and redoes that interview, but you're probably right. You're probably right. So, Louis, I go to Gracelands in March. Yes, Karen, I'll meet you there. I just know there are surely mega millions out there with big fans and influence who may have tried to have an Elvis grandchild if they could. It is an interesting topic. Even this book, I know that Rare Elvis Photos has really delved into this book and may be interviewing Desiree soon. We're going to read this book one chapter at a time just because we're nosy Parkers. I'm going to be a nosy Parker and I'm going to read this book in bits. Yeah. Now, I want you to know, guys, I'm on the shelf with this book. I'm on the fence. I'm going to let you guys decide if this book is true or not. I do lean to it being not true. So I lean that it's not true. But I don't know. I don't know. More research needed. I just know. Right, let's have a look. Just not happy how they ain't maintaining the walls and gates and discussing they need to fix the gates and get it cleaned. It always sandblasted regular. So what happened? Okay, well, that's a good point. Let's keep reading. Now, after being given a deadline by a judge, John E. Jordan, to respond to the complaint, Presley has finally answered. In a motion to dismiss that Presley filed on Tuesday, she simply responded, "It is simply irrelevant whether Presley has relatives who live on our homes in Florida or whether Presley made a couple of personal visits to Florida." So I knew this was going to happen, guys. I said this. Okay. Yeah, Darlene definitely doesn't believe the Desiree story. Do you know what? Now that we're asking the question, does anyone believe that Desiree is Elvis's granddaughter? Does anyone believe it? Please fire away. Fire away. Let me know, guys. Right. Now, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, because Priscilla wasn't going to just come back on the lawsuit and say, yeah, okay, yeah, I've got a grandchild there, or Elvis has got a grandchild there. She wasn't going to do it. She was going to answer in the way that she has. She basically says, she doesn't answer the question. She says that it's irrelevant. Now, that isn't a denying or admitting. Do we see that, guys? It isn't denying or admitting that there is a secret grandchild in Florida. It's saying it's irrelevant. And I can see how the court might have to accept that. So it is simply irrelevant whether Presley has relatives who live or own homes in Florida or whether Presley made a couple of personal visits to Florida. So it does beg to differ that there is a possible grandchild of Elvis and Priscilla in Florida, because she doesn't say it's not true. So that's still up in the air. Right, okay, let's just read some more comments. Hi, Kate, how are you? Right, hi, Louis and Team Elvis. It's Kate. I can't stay on, unfortunately, but just thought I'd check in. Kate, you know we love you. Right, Lucy's author, Dari, always makes sure to pretend that he's Joe's biggest fan of his music to keep him on site. I don't Elvis Police, I don't know if you know, but he has been messaging me, Dari, quite a lot. He's been actually very friendly with me. I have noticed that Dari has had quite a few arguments with people on my YouTube channel trying to fight his case. Now, one thing that I have, and even Joe at Rare Elvis Photos says this, the whole story really had been forgotten. This book really had been forgotten. Yeah, it's old news. Yeah, even the book, postman's coming. Shh, 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 come and sit here with me. Come on. So, all right. Right, now we've got to wait for the postman van to go. Come on. 1 second, let me quieten the dog. But it's okay. It's just the postman. It's just the postman. You don't have to bark. Oh, there you go. There you are. It's all right. It's fine. Want to come and sit with me? Come on. No, no. Be quiet. Come on. See, Kim, I did warn you that we're in my kitchen. So let's lean back so the sun's not in my face. So this book has been brought attention because Joe at Rare Elvis Photos decided. Sorry, 1 second. Yes. But, okay, guys, back. Let's do this. So we're coming to the end now. I've still got a bit more to go through. Then we're nearly done now. So the sun is right in my face. That was the postman. So my wife's already started ordering Christmas presents. So we're going to see a lot more delivery vans bringing these presents, guys. Okay, so as I was saying, this book has had a lot of attention over the last month because Joe decided to run it on his show, to read it on his show. He's done quite a few interviews with Derry, the author. He's hoping to do an interview with Desiree as well. So this is why this book has been suddenly brought to the forefront. Now, Derry has been jumping in on different Facebook pages, different YouTube channels, and defending his book. So, you know, which I can see why he would want to, because it's his book, even though it wasn't written like over 30 years ago. So I really like Rare Elvis Photos. I think his channel is awesome. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that I believe the book. It doesn't mean that I believe the book. Yeah. It just means I think Joe's channel is brilliant. I really do. I have a lot of time for it. Okay, let's read some more comments. Let's have a look. I mean, I actually think Joe's quite a good singer myself. I would love to have seen Elvis's home untouched. It should have never been changed and left how it was left. And it makes me so angry. Priscilla Bueller and Sodom ruined the time capsule for the fans. Now, Elaine, I fully agree with that comment. We know that Priscilla, once she became the boss of Graceland, which should never have happened, I believe that the reason Priscilla became the boss of Graceland is because of the deed of trust, the lien that was placed on Graceland, the charge, because Elvis couldn't afford to pay the second divorce settlement. I've always believed that once that deed of trust was created and the charge was placed, the lien was placed on Graceland, the building. So basically there was a debt on Graceland. I've always believed that that ultimately is what gave Priscilla power, so that when Vernon was literally on his deathbed, they had to take into account, because Priscilla was obviously Lisa's mother, but also a big debt was outstanding that was owed to Priscilla because of the second divorce settlement that she was not entitled to, that she had to accuse Elvis of fraud and lying and hiding his money and assets, so that the judge would allow her to do a second divorce settlement that she had promised in the first divorce settlement that she would never do, and I feel that she gave up the name Presley in the first divorce settlement, even though we can't prove that. Priscilla lied and connived, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, enough to a judge to allow to reopen the divorce so that Priscilla could then hammer Elvis for millions that he could not afford. And even when the deed of trust was created, had to be allowed to make installment payments to Priscilla because he couldn't afford to pay her. And that meant she had this lien on the building. And I've always believed that that is why she was in a position to take credit for the launch of the Living Museum. And so even though we know that the Living Museum had already been thought up way before, years before, and I definitely do not believe that Graceland was ever going to get sold off and broken up into small bits. It's just bullshit that Priscilla repeats again and again. She even says that they were going to strip the wallpaper off the walls. It's a joke. Priscilla did not save Graceland. She did not launch the Living Museum. She was the front person. Yeah, she stood there proudly, you know, very beautiful. Oh, look at me, I've saved Graceland, I've created the museum. It was all my idea. But the truth is, she didn't save it. It wasn't her idea. She was a good front person, I'll give her that. She never even attended the opening of Graceland. She never even attended the opening of Graceland. So going back to Elaine's comments, the first thing Priscilla did was go there and redecorate everything to how things were when Priscilla lived there. And that is wrong. In my view, Priscilla wanted to cancel out any history of other girlfriends, because obviously we know other girlfriends like Linda Thompson were involved in changing the decor at Graceland, and Priscilla wanted to cancel that out. I feel that Graceland should have been left as it was the day Elvis died. As it was the day Elvis died. Now, other people will think differently, won't they? So, there we go, guys. Let's have a look. When you see that Gladys and Vernon Winter video, you realise that was Elvis's mother's home. No one that trashes Elvis deserves to be part of it. I'll tell you what, when I read this book, we are transported back to the world of Elvis when he was living with mum and dad at Graceland. I love it. This book takes you on a time journey, a time travel journey back to Graceland's. Mum and dad are there. I love it. Absolutely love it. This book, I'm really looking forward to reading chapter 4, hopefully later. So yeah, I'm on the not believing side. Yeah, me too, Kate, me too. Let's have a look. Aunt Delta cut the ribbon. Yes, darling, thank you. But Priscilla wasn't there, and that makes no sense. She takes all the glory for saving it, for creating the idea of the museum, which we know that Memphis City were doing it anyway. And even Colonel Tom Parker and Vernon, even someone called Todd Slaughter, had all been involved in using it as a museum already. So it's a bunch of lies, guys. She did not save Graceland. She did not come up with the idea of the museum, and we have proved it. We have proved it. Let's just let the dog out. Go on then, go and do your business, dog. Okay, right, let's keep going. I understand Elvis made decisions about decor. Solid, it fits in the palm of my hand. I protected it my whole Graceland trip. Let's keep going. Yes, Louis, I agree with you. It should never have been changed. Thank you, Lynette. So we've got your first person I've told since I've missed a comment from Angel. Angel, let's trying to find Angel's comment. Sorry, guys. Let's try and find Angel's comment. I can't find your comment, Angel. Did parcel come? Yes, a very big one. Right, here we go. Let's get Angel's comment. I can't find it. Angel, have you deleted it? Let's have a look. Angel, when I went to Greystown in January in 1993, I was stood at the wall looking over at the mansion and looked down at the wall, reading the fans' loving messages, and noticed a loose piece of wall, and I took it home. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. That's brilliant. I don't think Elvis would have minded. Flowers used to the stairs for security. The lady who was on the gates. Angel, I've seen the pictures of you at the gates. Amazing. Amazing. So I can see that Elvis Police definitely does not believe Dairy, but he's a very interesting character. He's on my Facebook, and I'll tell you what, he's very, very interesting. He's been fine with me though. He's given me plenty of respect, and he knows that I'm leaning to not believing. So he's a very impressive spin master. Even Aunt Delta had to lie for her to say Elvis did not like it. Well, if that's the case, why was his bedroom in red, black, and gold and white? He must have liked it. He spent most of his time in there. Yeah? I don't agree. Priscilla should not have jumped in there and gone, right, haha, I have power. I'm going to change everything. Out of order. Elvis had no say in that. And the exact same thing goes for this book. Elvis had no say in this book. Nothing. He'd been dead 7 years. So some pretty serious damage been done by Priscilla. Elvis liked to wear red for sure, and was just watching the video on him wearing his shirt tonight and rough houses. Right. I mentioned it on the 24/7 chat. People chewed me out, but I did not care. That actually showed my statistics. Gene, do you know what? I do try and keep the 24-hour chat as friendly as possible. We have had some problems there, but I like to think that it's died down now. So please don't feel threatened to go on there. Yeah, I do think it's all calmed on there now. I am keeping an eye on the chat. I want it to stay friendly. Right, Linda left in 1976. So why was it not immediately redecorated? These are the questions that point to me. I know how Dairy gets very hot-headed. I know that. I understand that. But remember, from his point of view, he's defending his book. Right, keep going. The 79-year-old, however, called out Kruse again in her new motion and claimed that Brigitte Kruse and her co-conspirator Kevin Fialco unduly influenced, cajoled, and defrauded Presley, who has been a Californian resident for decades, into making Kruse a trusted advisor, a trustee, an attorney, in fact, and purportedly given Kruse a Fialco a majority of controlling interest in the rights to use the Presley name, image, and likeness. The motion continued. Kruse and Fialco absconded with hundreds of thousands of dollars and then preemptively sued Priscilla in Florida when they gave up the gig. Kruse has yet to respond to this new allegation against her. Presley is no stranger to dealing with the courts, and she found herself battling her granddaughter Riley following the death of Lisa Marie over the late star's $35 million estate. The duo settled their differences. Well, we know about this. According to the agreement, Keo, 35, now oversees her late mother's estate, is in sub-trust as the twins Finley and Harper, and vowed to safeguard and invest their money in a manner that's consistent with the needs of the beneficiaries and not influenced by the desire of the trustee. Now, I say this, guys, that when it comes to Priscilla, the fact that Riley agreed to give her $1 million, pay her legal fees, $400,000, to also agreed that Priscilla may one day be buried in the meditation garden, and gives her $100,000 a year as an advisor to Graceland, is a joke, is an absolute joke. The money that was given to Priscilla was the grandchildren's money. It was Finley and Harper's money, and Riley. Riley doesn't need the money, but she took money directly out of the pocket of her grandkids. Priscilla did. Priscilla did. I know no grandparent wants to ever take money from their own grandkids. No. So I am disgusted that Riley even gave Priscilla even 1 penny. I'm also disgusted that Priscilla contested Lisa Marie's wishes, where she wanted the money to be spread out after she died. It's very clear Lisa Marie wanted the money, the building, you know, Gracelands, to go to the grandkids, and that it had nothing to do with Priscilla. Lisa did not want Priscilla to get 1 penny. That I know. And even Elvis, when he wrote his will, he went out of his way to make sure that Priscilla did not get 1 penny. Elvis did, I repeat, Elvis did not want Priscilla to get 1 penny. That I know. I've done enough research to know that, but it just all fell into place for Priscilla. I really think so many factors fell into place. Obviously, there's a complicated story with Vernon's will, and who was going to be the executor. There's many other circumstances that in the end, boom, 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 all the soldiers stood up, and Priscilla is the emperor of Graceland. Almighty power of Graceland. Who'd have thought it? Elvis would have turned in his grave. If Elvis knew that one day Priscilla would be in charge of everything and have the reign of Graceland for 40 years, he would have turned in his grave. I'm disgusted that it even happened. But it's a complicated one because Lisa Marie was Elvis's only child, and Lisa Marie was Priscilla's daughter. So the story of what then went on and what happened to Lisa after she was taken away from Graceland, from Elvis, is a very, very complicated story and heartbreaking, a real heartbreaking story. And we can talk about that story when we bring up this book and we're going to do a live all about why is this book being forgotten? Why is this book being swept under the carpet? This is our next. I'm probably going to read a chapter, but then we're going to come back to this and we are going to discuss why this book has been forgotten, why nothing has come from the SA allegations against Michael Edwards. Nothing has been done. Nothing has been done. Zero. So that is going to be a big topic for us. We're going to discuss that. So I'm going to read the last few of your comments, guys, and we're going to go. Let's have a look. So we've been on for nearly 2 hours. So we've had a really good live. I've really enjoyed it. Of course, I always say the same thing, guys. If you like what I'm doing, get us a coffee, send us a super thank you. Very appreciated. Become a member. I love it when you guys join up. So let's just read some of these comments. Where are we? So in the Elvis and June Junico book, on the first page, she writes, "To the memory of Gladys Love Presley," and this is the Elvis book that we both knew and loved. Yeah, I definitely want that book, 100%. I'm going to look it up, see if we can get one. I want to have a book that I hold in my hands. I don't want a link to the book. I want to be able to hold the book in my hands and do this. I don't want to just read it off a phone. It has to be the book. Elvis liked to wear red. Let's have a look. I've read that one already. Let's try and catch up with the comments, guys. I've conducted my own studies in psychology, and I've been a victim of narcissism in my perception. Felt so society has risen in narcissism traits, so it's how I thought of the name. That's Kim. Let's have a look. Linda. Redecorating would have been the last thing that Elvis is mind, but I've read Elvis was very much involved in the decision. Green carpet, jungle room, green. He felt it was healing. I'm Elaine. I'm very careful on here, but I won't use the chat. Yeah, I know that the chat has upset a few people, guys, but please join Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page. Please join the chat, guys. We're a very friendly bunch. I think we just got a bit unlucky. It became a bit of a place to argue, which I don't think that's happening anymore. Linda, I just read that he said that the forest was green, and I break the word down. It reads forest. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, forest. Where are we? Yes, I call it. Right, let's keep going. I mean, the whole Desiree thing, we're going to do some stuff on it, but at the moment, I'm steering away from the Desiree stuff at the moment, because I feel it gets a bit of a reaction, a bit of a nasty reaction. I'm trying to calm the nastiness down. Even with this book here, guys, I'm a bit wary of reading it at the moment because it upsets a lot of people. So I'm not sure which way to go with the books that are upsetting people. I'm a bit worried about reading them. So what I may do is read sections that show Elvis in a good light, and I might read those bits off rather than reading all the nasty stuff. I might pick out different chapters. I don't want to upset everyone, guys. I don't want to upset people. I'm trying to keep things happy. Hi, Finola. Haven't seen you for a while. Right. Vernon was probably too sick and saddened at loss of Elvis to fight and understand and talk about elder abuse. Yeah, I think when Vernon did his will, I don't think he was a well man. Even when he made alterations right near the end, I don't think he was well enough to do any of that. But because Priscilla was the mother of Lisa, wasn't it always going to go that way? Wasn't she always going to play a big part in it? Because obviously Elvis left everything to Lisa. So Priscilla was always going to be in a strong position. I really think that. Elaine, maybe you are. Maybe you are Desiree. Yeah, I do as well. Angel, I like to keep it a bit friendlier. I don't want to fall out with subscribers. I just don't like doing it. Oh, thanks, Pat. Good Corey. Thanks, Elvis, please. Reading Elvis, What Happened isn't a crowd pleaser. I think what I'm going to do, Elvis, please, is I'm going to go through it myself, and I'm going to pick out the chapters that are not embarrassing to Elvis, because I know that there's chapters in this book that speak kindly about Elvis, that say the good times. So this is how I'm going to go with this book. Linda, do you think that's a good idea, the way to go, to leave out the real nasty stuff and concentrate on the good stuff? That way we can read the good bits. Who knows? All right, Linda, thank you. Now, Linda sent me that book. I'm very grateful that Linda sent me this book. And I do intend to read this book, because this book, I know it says some negative stuff in it, but I want to read the love story that's in this between Elvis and Linda. I want to read about that. So I'm going to go ahead with this book. Elaine, thanks. I have pressure on my spinal cord already and had one surgery on it, but it affects my grip, movement, needs sorting. Hope all goes well. I'll send you love, Karen. It's funny because I've just had my spinal cord x-rayed and it came back all good. So I feel very grateful. No read, all Watson. Otherwise, you can't get the whole picture. No, Elaine, I change my mind every day. I change my mind every day. At the moment, I am trying to stay away from topics that are upsetting people. That is where I am today. Now, tomorrow, I might change my mind. But you can read bad stuff first. Just reword it if you want to discuss it, or just use the reference, whatever. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Linda, I think the way to do it is to me read it first. Me. Not with you guys, just I read it, and then I'll pick out the bits I think right. Yeah? And then we can debate. Yeah? Is that, Linda, do you think that's okay? You don't think the poor Q story and the girl who lost her mind is TMI? Something like that. Yeah, Linda. So yeah, do you know what? Linda, I will take your advice. Yeah. So you can email me. I'm trying to find a way through, yeah, without upsetting my subscribers. I want my subscribers to be happy, yeah. I'm not here to upset you guys, yeah. I'm definitely not, yeah. So, yeah, Karen, we all send you love. Karen, you've been so good to us, and Karen is so kind. She sent me this. I think she sent me another book as well. I just thank you guys. Anyone that sends me a book, you're very, very kind. I'm going to try and keep the books nicer. I'm hoping that this book, Linda, what do you think? Is this book I'm hoping has got some nice things in it. Yeah, I'm hoping. I think it's impossible to just know the things said were repeated differently by others. Let us know what's exaggerated or false. Yes, I understand that. I'll find my way through. I'm learning as I go. Yeah, I don't see the commercials on my side, Pat. I don't get commercials. I pay £16 a month to YouTube, and I don't get commercials. That's how I do it. Anyone who views your channel knows that you adore Elvis. Oh, thank you, Joy. I think read the book. It's all in the delivery, and all you do is defend Elvis. So go with your gut instinct, Lou. Oh, Joy, thank you. I will fully take that on board. I definitely, I love Elvis so deeply, and the bloodline, all of them. Lisa, Vernon, Gladys, Benjamin, Finley, Harper, Riley. I love them all. I'm 100% got their back. Thank you so much for that, Joy. That's a lovely comment. Louis, the only thing with the book I've sent today, Inside Grayson, it does go into details, so listeners might not be keen. Don't worry, Karen. I will pick my way through the book. We're going to still enjoy reading most of the book. Don't worry. I really appreciate it as well, Karen. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, I don't know if you can afford it, but the YouTube have got a thing where if you pay them the £16 a month, nothing to do with me, you get no adverts. I pay it because I don't want to watch the adverts. The Memphis Mafia princess is just bragging fast. I found it vulgar, but the story in the notes about Red, Sunny, and Dave and the birthday are the most telling. Oh, thank you, Linda. So I'm going to read that. We've done chapter 1, haven't we? I think. So no, I'm going to read it. You are family, Louis. Hence the reason I send a gift. Yes, Angel Eyes has sent me a gift. Woohoo! Thank you. We are family as well. Angel Eyes, thank you. I feel so bad that anyone is unkind to you, Louis. Oh, Caroline, I can take it. Caroline, that's kind of you to say. Please remember that I am very thick-skinned. Yeah, I come from, how can I say it? Remember, I ran bars and nightclubs for 30 years. You could imagine most of my customers were very drunk. So I am used to being picked on, attacked, mistreated. I'm used to it. So I'm very thick-skinned. But thank you, Caroline. A superb attorney with a very detailed will of what he'd want done with Grayson would have been great. As famous as he was, Lisa could have created anything from his items later on and done just as well. I mean, come on, Lisa wasn't a businesswoman, was she? She wasn't a businesswoman. Yeah, I'm going to sift through it, Karen. It's going to be great. Anything you guys sent me, I absolutely will give it my best shot. Definitely, I will always. Oh, the stories you... Well, I left school when I was 15. By the time I was 25, I had 5 businesses with my twin brother. I got into business at 19. And I had nothing. I started with nothing. So I have a very interesting story business-wise. Me and my twin brother worked literally 100 hours a week for 30 years. This is why I semi-retired when I was 46. I'm 57 now. I semi-retired 46 because of the life I had with my twin brother, working day and night, 7 days a week. That's the truth of it. Your channel, you run it how you want. I do take on board everything that is being said to me. I do. Even with you, Elaine, I listen a lot. Elaine gives me a lot of great advice. So no, I do want the advice from the subscribers. I do. It's important to me, and I do listen. Sometimes I don't listen straight away, and I need it to sink in. I need a week, but I do. In the end, I do listen. Anyway, guys, hi Gio, hope you're well. I'm gonna have to go, guys, but a special thank you to all of you. We've had a brilliant morning. How lucky am I that we can sit here and drink coffee and chat about Elvis? I can't think of anything better to do, more relaxing, more comforting, in my kitchen at home with the dogs and my wife banging around upstairs. I'm a very lucky guy. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we're going to do another 2 more lives today. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do. We're either going to cover the book From Here to the Great Unknown and why it's been swept under the carpet, or we're going to do another chapter of this amazing book that Karen sent me, Anita Wood's book. I'm going to walk the dogs, go for a run, have some dinner. My wife is out today, so I should be able to do lives. Thanks, guys. And to the new people, thank you so much for joining us. Kim, thank you. Caroline, is it Cheryl? Anyone new? Thank you. We welcome you. We welcome you. And I send you all love. Have a great day. Now, if you're just waking up in America, morning to you. Hope you had a good night's sleep. You're going to enjoy this live. It was brilliant. And to all of the rest of you around the world, Britain, Canada, Australia, Spain, you name it, any country around the world that's watching us now, good day to you, good morning to you, and you're very welcome. I hope you enjoy this live stream. Take care, guys. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. I send you all love. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care, guys. Have a great day. See you in a few hours. See you in 2 hours. 2 hours.